Hello, fellow students. How are you guys? I do hope that you all are doing great. I am teacher Roger, your English teacher. Once more, I'm delighted to reach out to you guys via this media for a while. Hope we are all keeping safe and taking our online lessons seriously. With that being said, I would want to usher you guys right away to our lesson for today. Today we're going to start a new lesson, and this is going to be about city and space. Okay, city and space. So when you hear about a city, what comes in mind? You think about the park, you think about the bus stop, you think about museums, you think about temples, you think about shopping malls, isn't it? You think about the zoo. Yep. So those are the things that comes in mind immediately we hear about city. And in this lesson, we are going to focus on city and space. Okay. So here, what we could see is a beautiful city with awesome buildings and mega shops, right? Okay, but before we continue with the lesson, let us listen to a song about our lesson.
There's a palace in my town and a shopping center. There's a university. There's lots to do and see. There are cafes and restaurants and a museum too. Let's go to the cinema. Welcome to my town. Let's go to the playground. Let's go to the library. Come and read a book with me. Let's go to the station. Let's see the trains waiting. Let's see the cathedral and all the happy people. All the happy people.
Happy people. All the happy people. Look at all the happy people.
There's a hospital, a swimming pool, and a market every day. Let's go to the theater, let's go and see a play. There's a bridge by the river, and a park by the school. There's a police station and a football stadium. Welcome to my town, let's go to the playground. Let's go to the library, come and read a book with me. Let's go to the station, see the trains
Dancing.
see the cathedral, all the happy people, all the happy people.
All the happy people. All the happy people. All the happy people.
Welcome to my town. ELT songs. If you like what you saw,
Welcome to my town. Let's go to the cinema. Let's go shopping. Let's go to the train station. People are waiting and all the happy people. Of course, that's the characteristics of beautiful and peaceful town. So we are going to talk about city and space. Okay. I hope we all did enjoy that lovely song. It is so awesome, brilliant. I love it. I hope you do. Okay, so what are some of the vocabulary that we mentioned in this song? Could you remember any of them? With some vocabulary in this song like museum, train station, theater, cathedral, shopping, bus station, happy people, waiting. So a lot of vocabulary that were used in the song. I hope you can or you could memorize or remember some of them. If you can't, you go back, you play the song and try to get a grasp of some of them. Okay, with that being said, let's forge ahead. All right, and here we are. Look at our city. What can you see? What can you see? Look at beautiful city. Okay, so beautiful, a lot of space. What can you see? I can see a restaurant. What about you? What can you see? I can see a supermarket with carrots. What about you? What can you see? I can see a bookshop. Can you see that? Yeah. What else can you see? I can see a bank. This is a bank, isn't it? Okay, what else can you see? I can see a bus stop. A bus stop? Yeah, a bus stop. Here is, isn't it? And I can see somebody waiting at the bus stop. Yep, isn't it? What else can you see? I can see a car. Isn't it? What else? A playground. Wow, this city is loaded. So these are some of the things we can say in this picture, isn't it? Aren't they lovely? Isn't it a beautiful city? I think it is, right? Okay. Now we're going to listen, point, and say some of this vocabulary. First, I'm going to play the audio, and then afterward, I will read them and you repeat after me. And now we're going to do the same thing while I play the audio.
Exercise 1. Listen, point, and repeat. Restaurant.
Restaurant.
Bank.
Bank.
Airport.
Airport.
Cinema.
Cinema.
Supermarket.
Supermarket.
Bookshop.
Bookshop.
Behind.
Behind.
Next to.
Next to.
Opposite.
Opposite.
In front of.
In front of. One more time. Restaurant. Repeat after me, please. Restaurant. Bank. Airport. Cinema. Supermarket. Bookshop. Behind. Next to. Opposite. In front of. All right, that's good. Make sure you listen to the vocabulary as many times as possible until you could pronounce them correctly. Isn't it? Yes, it is. Thank you. With that, let's move to our next slide. Here, we are going to have a listening exercise. We would listen and number the pictures according to the audio. Are you ready? Oh, yes, I am. All right, and here we go. And here we go.
Exercise 2. Listen and number. 1. They eat in the restaurant.
They eat in the
2.
restaurant.
They are at the airport.
2. They are at the airport.
3. This is a bank.
3. This is a bank.
4. They are at the cinemas.
They are at the cinema.
5. They are at the bookshop.
5. They are at the bookshop.
6. We buy food at the supermarket.
6. We buy food at the supermarket. Okay, one more time, isn't it? I think so.
Students Book, Unit 5, Lesson 1. Exercise 2. Listen and number.
1. They eat in the restaurant.
They eat in the
2.
restaurant.
They are at the airport.
2. They are at the airport.
3. This is a bank.
3. This is a bank.
4. They are at the cinemas.
4. They are at the cinema.
5. They are at the bookshop.
5. They are at the bookshop.
6. We buy food at the supermarket.
6. We buy food at the supermarket. Okay. So let's see if you have it correct. Check your answers. 3. They are at the bank. 2. They are at the airport. 1. They are at the restaurant. 4. They are at the cinema. And 6. We buy food at the supermarket. Okay. If you don't understand it, you play it again and try to see if you can get it correct. Now let's move to the next slide. Thank you. Now we're going to listen and write here. But before we do, okay, but we're still going to listen. Let's read together. Read with me. I like the food at this restaurant. My house is near the bank. My school is between the library and the airport. Jack and Catherine are at the cinema. One more time. I like the food at this restaurant. My house is near the bank. My school is between the library and the airport. Jack and Catherine are at the cinema. All right. Isn't that beautiful? I think it is, isn't it? Okay, our next episode. Here we're going to listen and number. One more time.
Exercise 2. Listen and number.
1. They eat in the restaurant.
Okay. 1. They
2.
eat at the restaurant.
They are at the airport.
2. They are at the airport.
3. This is a bank.
3. This is
4.
a bank.
They are at the cinemas.
4. They are at the cinema.
5. They are at the bookshop.
5. They are at the bookshop.
6. We buy food at the supermarket.
6. We buy food at the supermarket. Okay. I hope you have them correct now. And I'm going to show you the answers. Check your work and make sure that you have them correct, isn't it? Okay. That was a nice review. Now let's try to listen and complete the sentences. Okay. All right.
Exercise 4. Listen and number.
1. The cinema is opposite the bookshop.
The cinema is, so what
2.
do we have here?
The restaurant
Opposite the
is
bookshop.
next to the bank.
The restaurant is next to the bank.
3. The bus stop is in front of the school.
3. The bus stop is in front of the school.
4. The supermarket is next to the bookshop.
The supermarket is next to the bookshop. Okay. All right. We are going to listen again. And this time around, we'll try to write down our answers. Please check your answers, listen and write down your answers. Make sure that they are correct.
Exercise 4. Listen and number.
1. The cinema is opposite the bookshop.
Okay, the cinema
2.
opposite the
The
bookshop.
restaurant is next to the bank.
The restaurant is next to the bank.
3. The bus stop is in front of the school.
The bus stop is in front of the school.
4. The supermarket is next to the bookshop.
The supermarket is next to the bookshop. Okay. Now let's check if our answers are correct. So this is 1, 2, 3, and the cinema is opposite the bookshop. This is the cinema, and this is the bookshop. Okay, this is the bookshop. Bookshop, cinema. Correct. Next, we have the restaurant is next to the bank. So this is the bank, and this is the restaurant. So the restaurant is next to the bank. That's correct. Okay. Number 3, the bus stop is in front of the school. This is the school, and this is the bus stop. So the bus stop is in front of the school. The bus stop is in front of the school. That's correct. Okay. Next, we have the supermarket is next to the bookshop. This is the supermarket, and this is the bookshop. So this is also correct. The supermarket is next to the bookshop, isn't it? Okay, that was nice and good. All right. With that, we come to the end of the lesson for today. Make it short, sharp, and simple. We are going to call it again, and we will meet again next week for the continuation of our lesson CP and space. Thank you for your time. I am teacher Roger, your English teacher. Until then, goodbye. Goodbye.